you're seeing from CNN.
Notice there that CNN cut away from the update immediately when the Democrat, Andy Beshear, has 673,948 votes to Matt Bevin's 235,000 votes. Now watch when we back up the video and freeze the frame. Beshear goes to 674,508 votes, and Matt Bevin loses 560 votes, taken away from him. Now, if that happened in 2019, you better believe that it can happen today. In fact, last night on this program, we told you about Donald Trump losing a total of 10,000 votes from 3 Pennsylvania counties at the exact same moment. Suspicious, to say the least. So the Democrats wanted hard evidence of election fraud. I believe this is at least credible evidence. At the very least, it's enough evidence to launch an investigation. One state that is seeing similar voting irregularities is Georgia. So after the Trump campaign demanded a recount by hand of all ballots cast in Georgia this morning, the Republican Secretary of State, Brad Raffensperger, announced that he will get that hand recount done. To discuss this, I want to welcome co-founder of the group Voters Organized for Trusted Election Results in Georgia, Garland Favorito. Also joining us, Georgia Democrat State Representative Vernon Jones, who is supporting the Trump campaign's efforts to restore integrity to the ballot count in the Peach State. Both of you, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Thank you, Greg.
So, Garland, I want to start with you because you signed an affidavit that says you witnessed real time on the website 20,000 votes in Georgia go to Biden and Donald Trump lose 1,000 votes as you're watching the votes come in real time. Tell me what you saw and what do you think this means?
Yeah, that's correct, Greg. So I was watching the results on the November the 6th in the early evenings, and it went to Trump had 133,000 in Fulton County. This is the largest county in Georgia. And Biden was showing 344. The next upload, which was of the last batch of absentee ballots, Biden's total jumped up to 366. It went up 20,000, and Trump's total went down 1,000. Now, I've been doing this for 18 years, election integrity. I haven't quite seen anything like this before. Not only did he go down, but the disparity is so great that it offers there's no reasonable reason why that could have possibly happened. So I immediately contacted the elections director of Fulton County, who I know, as well as the election board members and the county attorney. I explained this to them. I requested and made an open records request for the interim results that they posted throughout those several days of the election, and I've gotten no response from them at all.
And you get no response back. Really, I'm not surprised there. Now, what is so concerning to me, Representative, is that this is not just Georgia, but we see this in Pennsylvania. We've seen this in Michigan as well. But as a Georgia state representative, when you hear somebody like Garland describe what he's witnessing firsthand, what from a state level can be done to get inside these machines and systems to figure out exactly what was going on here, and were they being manipulated by somebody with nefarious intent?
Well, first of all, I want to be clear about this. As a state legislator, my duties and responsibilities to make sure every vote is counted in the state of Georgia, whether Republican or Democrat. And what I mean by that, as a state official, I want to see a fair and transparent elections. I believe that the Secretary of State did the right thing today by coming out after pressure from many of us to make sure that these ballots were counted, and they were counted by hand. But here's a bigger issue. We're seeing the majority of fraud, I would say fraud, or I'll say alleged fraud, or serious accusations coming from mail-in ballots across the country. And if you can remember, this is the one thing that President Trump talked about how those groups from the left, Fair Fight Others, had the potential of tampering with these mail-in ballots. And if you notice, That's who's been pushing for this mail-in ballots. That was Stacey Abrams, the far left, and the Democratic Party. They had an agenda. They knew if there was any vulnerability, it could happen clearly with mail-in ballots. Now, the machines, that's a whole nother different issue. And that warrants being reviewed and looked at. And hearing what the gentleman just said, I believe what he said, he has firsthand knowledge. Why aren't those records of information he requested responded to and given him that information? That's why you're seeing the attorneys here, Lynn Wu leading the legal team. This thing is far from being over. It's tainted too much. And Georgians, we're not going to stand by and allow this to happen. And this is for everybody. We're not a third world country. We are the United States of America. We are a republic. And I want to make sure democracy is upheld.
Well, it's going to take